things for the troopers. We can kill Carapace. And I'm gonna get on to like fucking 6 in the afternoon. So, yeah. So, it's not worth the fucking time.
For RAFF. SAS MG. What a funny day.
Now, although the 6x6 is seriously quick on tarmac and turns policemen's heads, where it's really built to shine is as an off-roader.
Let me give you an example. A Land Rover Defender can wade through 1/2 metre of water, and that's very good. This can wade through twice that.
However, this being the desert, water is quite hard to find. So if you want to test it, you do have to improvise.
It's like,
Morning, sorry. Sorry. This is, unless I'm very much mistaken, a metre of water. And the 6x6 is wading through it. Even dealing with the rubber rings. Yeah, not having any difficulty with this at all.
But how does it cope with sand?
Well, the good news is, sand is one thing we're really not short of.
Welcome to the Empty Quarter, the largest sand desert in the world, covering some 250,000 square miles. Out here, temperatures hit 50 degrees centigrade, and there are dunes more than 800 feet high.
Okay, we have 6-wheel drive with a power split 30-40-30 across the axles. Check. Stronger front springs from the armoured version of the G-Class. Check. Locking diffs. Oh, we've got those. The most you'd expect normally would be 3. Here, 5. And you lock them using these buttons in different ways. Right, let's go. These are big, big dunes. This is more of a sand mountain I'm on right now. 3 3/4 tons of Mercedes is doing this. It just doesn't feel right. This extra axle, these 2 extra wheels, it changes the way the 6x6 travels over the ground. It undulates, it feels supple. It's like blasting through the desert dunes, riding a sinew. Come on. Oh, I'm in. I got some air. Sorry, everybody.
Intoxicated by what the Merc could do, I drove deeper and deeper into the Empty Quarter.
Right, where does it go now? Oh my God! Oh! Oh, for crying out loud. I wouldn't ski down that. Okay. Over the top. Oh, very unpleasant. Not nice. It's vertical. I'm in the car, I'm having a plane crash. I'm still going down. Oh, what a stupid place. I hate it.
Ahead, I saw a nice, flat desert floor and decided that was a much safer place to be.
It's drifting. Now it's a rally car. A gigantic rally car. And let's not forget, I'm not having to shout over this. It's not rah in here. I'm still cocooned in luxury. It's an amazing device.
Now, when you take an off-roader across sand, the standard practice, as I've done, is to let some air out of the tyres to give them a bigger footprint.
Now I'm going back on tarmac, so I need to reinflate. All I've got to do is operate these overhead switches. Feel like a jet pilot. Compressor on. Going up. And they can reinflate all of these tyres in under a minute. Oh, I love this. If I did this in Ledbury, I'd be mobbed by now.
Leaving the empty quarter behind, I headed back towards civilization.
I'm not going to pretend this is anything less than a preposterous machine. It's a 6 metre, 3 3/4 tonne, 370,000 pound, 6-wheeled dinosaur. But as dinosaurs go, it is a magnificent. Magnificent to behold, magnificent to be made. It's one of the car world's mad moments. A day off, privacy, release. Even in a country as chock full of showy-offy cars as this one, it's still really rather special. You can forget your chrome wraps or whatever. I don't think you can beat just having more wheels than anything else. And I can say with absolute confidence that I have more wheels than any of... Oh. No matter. One thing I can say for sure is that this is the most extreme Mercedes out here. I doubt there's anything with a Mercedes badge in these parts that can draw as much attention as that. Alright, so I don't have the most wheels. It's not the most extreme Mercedes out here, but the 6x6 does have size on the side. Bigger than any Range Rover, bigger than any Land Cruiser, bigger than that old Jeep up there. And that's the thing. A car can be beautiful, but when it's big, it's got presence, and they don't come much bigger than... Oh my God.
What the fuck?
I want this one.
Hi, we're Visible, a wireless company, and this is not a holiday ad, which means this needs to go. But don't get us wrong, we love the holidays, but they can be stressful, and we're all about de-stressing. Your wireless anyway. On the Visible plan, you get one line with unlimited 5G data on Verizon's network, and there's nothing seasonal about our rate. $25 a month, every month. Now that's another reason to celebrate. Okay, maybe this is a little bit of a holiday ad. Sometimes the choice is just Visible. Switch today at visible.com.
Save more, stress less. Fidelity Bloom is a free, easy-to-use
Where's
app
my
and debit
basic
card
bill?
that helps you feel better about your money every day. Fidelity Bloom.
These moves looking real nice in the future. These moves looking real nice in the future. Give it 1 minute, look nice, look nice.
Embarrassingly, whilst there, I ran the Merc out of petrol. In the place where they actually grow this stuff. It was awkward, I felt it.
Never mind that. Can we just have a look at that picture of you at the end?
You do look like something out of The Borrowers.
Yes, all right.
Brutally honest.
But I have to say that Jeep is incredible. Sadly, it was broken the day I was there, but it does actually move.
And I'd like to see that one day, but now it is time for me to demonstrate that cars are better than motorbikes.
Oh, no.
Hang on, Jeremy, we've only got a few minutes.
Yes, listen, come over here. Because what we have here is a table laid for two, okay? And I'm going to remove this tablecloth without knocking anything over.
Where are you going with this?
Everybody stand back behind me, because you need to be quick.
Well,
to do this.
Well, yeah. Oh, well done. That's really cleared that up for us. Bikes are faster than a table or something. That's got to be anything.
Went rather well. Better than I'd expected, if I'm honest. Anyway, the thing is, BMW once did that trick with a much larger table, as I shall now demonstrate with this bit of film.
It's tremendous. It's amazing.
Well done, the motorbike.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do now is that exact same thing, only with a car.
You are aware, aren't you, that a superbike accelerates very fast?
Yes, Hammond, from, say, 10 to 150. But to do that, you need the instant acceleration. It's 0 to 10 that matters.
Now, that is a very good point, because it's very difficult to get a bike off the line.
Yeah, all right, I'll admit you usually spin the wheel or it flips over backwards.
You see, cars don't flip over backwards. It's one of the many reasons
Yes.
why they're better. And the car I've selected is this one,
A Datsun.
a Nissan GTR.
No, I approve of your choice of car, actually, I have to say.
Yeah, because May and I were playing with one of these the other day, and the way it sets off is simply unbelievable. I mean, it really is. There's no car I've ever driven that goes from 0 to 10 faster. I mean, it's got four-wheel drive and amazing launch control system. So you put your foot hard down the accelerator, hard on the brake, take your foot off the brake, computer does everything and you set off.
Okay, and this is the table, yeah?
Yes, it is.
So let's get this straight. You are going to pull this tablecloth off this, what, 18-foot table?
Yes.
Using this Datsun
Listen,
without breaking anything.
without knocking a single thing over.
Really?
Yes.
The words stand and back spring to mind.
Ye of little faith, okay? I'm using the same length of rope that BMW did, same amount of slack that they did. We're pulling from the same place that they did. Everything is this, what?
Have you actually measured this out?
A bit.
You've got to go 18 feet to get the tablecloth off the table,
Yep.
plus the length of that bit off the end.
Yes.
Plus you've got to account
Yes.
for the amount of rope, and you've got to stop before you hit the other side of the studio.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I have.
I haven't because I'm not going to drive it. He is. Ladies and gentlemen, the Stig has come among us. Very rarely in the studio.
Hold on a
Very
minute.
rarely.
Hold on a minute.
Yes, what?
So you're saying he's going to drive across our darkened studio, peering through his darkened visor.
Yes.
Is this how this Stig dies?
Has he done a book?
No, he hasn't. Right.
All right.
Right, is he ready? Are you ready? Everybody here ready? Oh, we have no idea how this is going to work out. But I have hope in my heart. In 3, 2, 1, go!
Well,
That was mostly incredibly successful.
How, in what way?
He didn't hit the wall, as you can see.
Everything else has hit the floor.
Look, there's a whole cup and saucer, not damaged. The spoon. It is most odd, actually. Can we see a replay of that? Maybe work out what went wrong. Oh, there's the problem. What? He's doing it too slowly.
No, that's in slow motion, you
If he hadn't have done it in slow motion, it would have worked.
Try it out, man.
But now look,
Disaster.
it's a bombshell. And that means we can end.
Fucking way,
Thank you
dude.
ever so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Take care. Good night.
You guys fucking kidding. Oh my god.
Tonight, Richard opens a glove box, James pulls a face, and I ask an important question. Have you ever put toothpaste on your testicles? Thank you, hello, good evening, thank you very much, everybody. That was a big crowd tonight. Thanks very much, thank you. Now, last year, the big three German car makers, Mercedes, Volkswagen, and BMW all brought out new hot hatchbacks. And since this is a top consumer program full of helpful buying advice, I thought it would be a good idea to see which one of them is best.
And then this. Okay.
Well, not the Mercedes, that's for sure. This is the new four-wheel drive A45 and it's extremely powerful. Extremely nice to drive and handsome as well. But it is ridiculously expensive.
Okay.
This
is why you can't have a base in this one.
£46,000, and that, for a hatchback, it's idiotic. It's like charging 100 quid for a sardine. Oh, it's very good sardine. I don't care how good it is, I'm not paying 100 quid for a fish. If then you have even half a droplet of common sense, you'll be choosing between these two. The BMW M135 and Volkswagen's latest Golf GTI. Both cost around £30,000. Both are available with 3 or 5 doors. Both come as standard with many things. And both will be as reliable and as long-lasting as Edinburgh Castle. You might think then that they're pretty similar, but they're not. Which is why I am in the BMW. You see, the Golf has a 2-litre, 4-cylinder, turbocharged engine, and that's very nice. But the BMW has a 3-litre, 6-cylinder turbocharged engine. And that's even nicer. Yes, the Golf is lighter. But that is not enough to offset a 90 horsepower disadvantage. A point I shall now demonstrate with a small race. Front-wheel drive Golf is clinging on jolly well, but frankly it's pointless. I can overtake any time I like. I have the power. And I have an 8-speed gearbox compared to his paltry 6. Yes, the Prussian aristocrat is trampling all over the lumpen people's car. Here we go. Power! Come on! And there we are, in front. The BMW then really is very fast. What's more, because this is the first hot hatchback for 30 years to have rear-wheel drive, you can do this.
So far then, the BMW is running rings round the Golf. But I then line them up for a simple straight-line drag race. And there was a problem. A big one.
3, 2, 1.
Good noise. With this in reverse.
At this point, I was feeling confident. But as I hit 120 miles an hour...
This really is a... Oh, yeah, you see, the Golf won that because this, well, it lost control. That's what happened there. Ooh.
After this incident, I switched to the Golf GTI. And I decided immediately it was a lot better in every single way. Not only was it able to travel in a straight line without spinning off, but thanks to its smaller engine, it's a lot more economical than the BMW and a lot cheaper to insure.
In fact, because Volkswagen has fitted this with a forward-facing radar system that won't let you have a low-speed crash, this GTI is in an insurance group 5 down from the previous model. It's more expensive to insure a pencil sharpener.
So the GTI is cheaper to run and cheaper to buy and much better in a straight line than the BMW. But what if you want to transport a nuclear warhead?
Well, what we've got here in the boot of the Volkswagen is a warhead. And as you can see, it fits perfectly. But will it fit in the boot of the BMW? Oh dear. Oh dearie me. See, this is the problem really with rear-wheel drive. It does rob space. So you'd have to drive along like that. And somebody is going to notice. Hans Blick is for sure.
Things are much the same when it comes to space in the cabin. The Golf can handle 3 people on the back seat easily.
But the only way you're going to get 3 people in the back of a BMW is by sawing their legs off with a hammer. Now this is not only complicated and messy, but in Britain at least, it's currently against the law. Come on! The bone! Oh. 1, it's probably easier to buy the Golf, really.
So the Golf is cheaper to buy and cheaper to run and also more practical than the BMW.
It's like driving around in James May's sock drawer. Everything is exactly where you'd expect it to be. All organised. Blue ones, brown ones, pink ones for special occasions.
Don't think, however, because it's sensible and practical and economical, that it's in any way boring.
Look, the gear levers are sort of golf ball shape. You see, you Englishes, you have the Monty Python and the Harry and the Paul, but we have a sense of humour also with this. Yeah?
There's more as well, because this particular car is fitted with Volkswagen's optional performance pack. That means better brakes, more power, a top speed of 155 miles an hour, and a trick front differential.
Now, we've seen clever front differentials before, but nothing like this. My foot is hard down now, coming round hammerhead. And there's no torque steer, there's no understeer. You can feel the whole whole car being dragged in, pulled towards the apex. I've never felt anything like it. A baboon could get this around here as fast as the Stig.
So, there we are. These two cars are not the same at all. One is brilliant in every way, and the other tried to kill me.
Harry Bosch, FBI.
You've got a federal target on your back.
Feel guilty about anything?
No, I do not.
Neither do I.
Dad, what did you do?
These moves looking real nice in the future. These moves looking real nice in the future. Pull up on them and it look nice. Look nice. These moves looking real nice in the future. These moves
Probably
looking real nice.
copyrighted off of this stupid ass 20 years.
Very interesting.
The car to have
Oh, yeah. Really fascinating. Just some questions raised. Let's get this straight. You don't like the BMW because you can't drive in a straight line.
Look who's talking!
How fast did you say you were going?
120 miles
Oh,
an
so
hour.
walking pace, basically.
Listen, from the point where it suddenly snapped sideways for no reason to the point where it stopped moving, we measured it, it was over a quarter of a mile.
No, I could have held it, I reckon. Easy.
Could you?
Look, you just aquaplaned.
Yes, but the Golf was on the same track in the same conditions and it didn't aquaplane.
No, the Golf didn't aquaplane because you weren't driving it.
Yes, but Hammond, all things considered, the Golf is a better car.
Is it?
It is, honestly. The diff in it is remarkable. Because you know when you go around a corner in a car, you go like that, yeah? And it wants to push out. Well, in this, the faster you go, it comes in. It's like Volkswagen has worked out a way to reverse centrifugal force.
Ah, so Volkswagen have broken science.
Yes.
With a diff.
Yes. And now we must find out how fast these cars go round our track. And that, of course, means handing them over to our tame racing driver. Some say that his hair is the exact same shape as a hat. And that if he worked for CNN, he wouldn't get such pitifully low ratings that his show got cancelled. All we know is it's called a Stig. And they're off. And for the first time this series, it's actually dry. Right, first straight, will the BMW suddenly spin off for no reason? Nope, it's actually made it to the first corner. Amazing. Both turbocharged engines loving this crisp, dry air and no fuss so far. No idea what that was. Right, through Chicago, Golf's traction control can't be completely switched off. You can actually see it nipping at the brakes on the way in. BMW, of course, just being stupid. Hammerheads, no real dramas there either, but the Golf, yes, it's magic differential, casually twisting physics. Right, follow through, and yep, BMW's trying to spin, of course. The Golf has a nibble of traction control, then faithful as a Labrador. Oh, the Golf brake light's flickering there. That's the traction control turning him on, not Stig, who's still fuming because I said a baboon could drive as fast in the Golf as him. Right, just Gambon left, more hooliganism from the Beamer, and across the line. I have the times here.
Come on, then.
The BMW went round in 1:25.1. So it's slower than the old version, which did it on a damp track. So that's useless. And the Golf GTI did a 1:28.6. Look at that.
That's a lot slower.
Yes. But look, Astra, Megane RS, the Focus. It's right where a hot hatchback should be. This is just stupid. This is much better. And now we must do the news.
Oh, yes, we must, which is difficult because that means walking over there, which is a straight line. You could spin off and lose it.
Thank you.
Don't slip, careful.
Speed on.
Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. Will he make it? Conditions are very dry in the studio today. Oh, no, he's only got the steps to go.
Nice one.
Yes, he's done it.
Yeah. I thought you were going off. As well,
Listen.
tricky straight, that.
It was easy because my shoes were not made by BMW.
Really? Good.
Don't
Now,
do the news now.
yes,
let's do
the
that.
news, ladies and gentlemen. Now, last week you saw Richard Hammond driving a six-wheeled Mercedes-Benz, but did you know they made another six-wheeled car long before that one? Would you like to see a picture of it?
Love to.
Here it is.
Oh, right.
Did they not mention this then?
Do you know they didn't?
How odd.
It is, isn't it? Because Mercedes like to go on about their heritage and history, and they didn't mention that one.
Well, perhaps they didn't mention it because it's got Hitler in it.
I don't know.
That's not Hitler.
It is.
It isn't. No, that car was built long before indicators were invented, so he's just there to do some hand signals.
Really? What signal's he doing there then, James?
He's saying, take the Third Reich. Ow! Try the chicken.
Now, have we got any Scottish people here?
Yes,
Would you like to just step outside just for the next few minutes?
Please.
Have a bit of a chat. It's about Scottish independence. It's just that we've heard a lot of talk in recent weeks about what Scotland would lose if you choose to go on your own, but nobody's talking about what England would lose, and it is actually quite a lot because we'd lose North Sea oil, the sub-base at Fastlane, all tramps.
Oh, God.
And we'd also lose a significant chunk of our motoring heritage. And I'm not talking now about the Hillmans and Talbots that were made at the Linwood plant just outside Paisley. No, I'm talking about stuff like the mighty Argyll, Scotland's finest. Wow. Look at that masterpiece.
Do you know when that car came out, it was the same price as a Ferrari 308, and hardly anybody bought one.
Really?
It is remarkable because you look at that plastic body, and you know, and you just look at the way the door fits. That is a quality product,
Isn't it? Is it?
Oh, yeah.
What engine did it have?
Ah, well, now it's interesting. Engine-wise, you could have either an engine from a Lancia, a Peugeot, Renault. You could have a Buick V6.
Basically, it was whatever turned up in the scrapyard that week.
Basically, yeah.
Well, actually, you could also have it with the option of a turbocharged Rover V8. And guess how many of those they sold?
Was it none?
Yes, it was
none.
Absolutely none at all. And I have to say, it wasn't just supercars where Scotland was ahead of the game. They were ahead of the curve also with electric cars, because way back in the day, they made a little car called the Scamp. Got a picture of it here.
Great Scott! That still has the power to take your breath away even today.
It does, doesn't it? Just. It's a rather tragic story, though. It was made of aluminium and wood, and it was going to be sold through electricity board showrooms, which I remember, actually. But when they took it to the government test centre to get a roadworthiness certificate before they could put it on sale, there was a bit of a problem. In one test, the government engineer noted, and I've written all the problems here down, the speedo broke, the electric motor stopped working, the back door flew open, the spare wheel fell out, the steering went wrong, and then the suspension snapped. And that was the end of that.
Oh, and yet it looked so full of promise, didn't it, there?
Now, I drove my Mercedes down to the track this morning, and genuinely the most extraordinary thing happened. It didn't catch fire. Now, James, you came down in your Fiat Panda, did you not?
Yes.
Did that catch fire?
Let me just think. No.
Did it not?
No, it did not.
Richard, the hire car you came down in.
Yes.
Did that burst into
No,
flames?
it didn't.
Did it not?
No.
Why are you in a hire car?
Because Porsche have told me I'm not allowed to drive my brand new GT3 and they've taken it off me.
Oh, is this because, as we mentioned briefly last week, Porsche GT3s have been bursting into flames, and now Porsche have told you can't drive it
Yes,
anymore?
it is, and you both know full well that it is.
Well, that means you have no use of those oven gloves, which I can see down there, which I bought you last week.
Porsche driving gloves.
Have they taken it away?
Yes, they've taken it off me.
So you don't need those. But it's okay, Hammond, because I have got you another present.
Oh, good, have you?
No, Hammond, it's a 911 tailored specifically for you.
Is it?
Yes, here it is. Look at...
Oh, you are literally
It's to
the
remind
most amusing man in the whole world. He is.
Even I'm...
Oh, no!
Look!
Oh, God, no!
I've got an oven glove.
Put it out as fast as possible.
It's all right. I hate you.
Right, now, yes, as we know, a great many people in the country are now starting to use one of these to move about. Now, this is called a bicycle. And you can tell just by looking at it that it is very dangerous. And as a result, a lot of people are being hurt in cycle-related injuries.
Now, in the olden days, the government would have addressed this problem by making a public information film. They used to make them about all sorts of things. We had to clunk-click every trip, not to go near a railway, not to play near the water.
Yeah, there was don't run.
Yes.
They never told us not to run.
They did.
They did not.
They did, and I shall show you. We've got a clip here. Look, watch.
You never know what's round the corner. So don't run.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's advice I've heeded all my life.
Oh, you really took that to heart. Then you haven't run since, have you?
Of course not. There might be a pane of glass coming.
Anyway, look, we don't really get these public information films anymore because of budget cuts and so on. So Jeremy and I thought that to help stop cyclists being injured, it might be a good idea to bring them back.
So you two are going to make a public information film about cycling?
Yes, we are, actually. We went to see a panel of experts at London's Westminster Council, and they said they'd be delighted if we made a public information film, which would help cut the number of injuries. And this is what I came up with. Here we go.
John works hard, which means that he can afford to drive a car. That means he gets home to his family safely every night. Work harder. Get a car.
Thank you very much. I think a work of genius, frankly.
That is terrible.
It isn't.
It is.
It isn't.
No, it is. Which is why I fired him and went and had a go at making a public information film on my own.
These moves looking real nice in the future. These moves looking real nice in the future. Give it 1 minute, look nice. Look nice.
Remind me again when you're gonna retire?
When people stop killing each other.
Harry Bosch, FBI.
You've got a federal target on your back.
I don't want my daughter's career to be collateral damage. You feel guilty about anything?
No, I do not.
Neither do I.
Dad, what did you do?
Little Caesar's stuffed crazy bread is just $3.49. Order on.
This is Lima Charlie. Do you copy? This is a Modern Warfare 3 promo takeover.
A what?
We got intel on dual double XP. Earn bonus in-game rewards with your first purchase.
Like Little Caesar's calling card, emblem, and weapon charm.
And a bonus operator skin with your second purchase.
You're all right. Let me sum it up. You unlock dual double XP and bonus in-game rewards when you order from Little Caesar's.
Don't forget the stuffed crazy bread for $3.49.
You got a deal.
Pizza, pizza.
Having come up with a cracking idea, I appointed myself as director, gathered together a small cast and crew, and set to work.
The whole point of this is to be with you on the swing and try and look doctorish. That pen isn't very medical, I'm afraid.
Action. I love it. Golden. Yeah.
First positions, let's go again. you could be opposite each other on this three-pronged arrangement. Arms out, singing in the rain. Good. And action. Good swinging. Nice. I'm liking this.
When my film was finished, Jeremy and I went to Westminster Council to show it to the panel of experts. There was Chris Boardman, Policy Advisor for British Cycling, Martin Lowe, City Transport Commissioner, and Alan Kennedy, Road Safety GB.
The good news is we have 2 films for you to look at.
No, we have 1.
No, 2. There's 2. Why don't you show them yours, first of all, which I believe is that one there.
Gentlemen, if you'd like to relax whilst I just insert this in the machine.
Oh, shit.
You stopped playing with children's toys when you grew up. So why ride a bicycle?
Oh, I did a skid!
Act your age. Get a car.
You just haven't got it, have
What's
you?
that?
Absolutely crazy.
Well, no, I can see you're disappointed just in the way you're looking, James. They're disappointed with your work. May I just play you this one, if I may? Just let me show you this one, because I think this will rectify the problem which has begun already.
John works hard, which means that he can afford to drive a car. Work harder, get a car.
Terrible.
Sorry.
Absolutely
Sorry, that's
terrible.
just
You just got it wrong. So
dreadfully wrong.
Where's the cyclist?
Well, mangled at the end.
What was the brief?
Well, we're trying to make cycling safer, and we thought the best way to do that is to stop people cycling.
But the message you should be getting across is that people need to be considerate towards each other.
I'm not sure they're going to like our poster idea that we had as well, but we came up with that. We did spell it wrong.
I think we're going in entirely the wrong direction.
Entirely the wrong direction.
Have you actually spoken to a cyclist?
Well, no.
Well, maybe that would be a good idea. Or even try it yourself.
And so we put on some cycling clothes and went on a fact-finding trip around London's glittering West End.
Come on, Jeremy!
And behind you! Sounds like battle for pedestrians.
Look at him, he's wearing normal clothing, the lunatic.
You'll be killed! You'll never make it!
Whoa! I nearly hit that bloke in the face.
Our mission was to identify the dangers that cyclists face on the city streets. And soon, we spotted one.
James, we've got to go right. Right. There's a lot of peril involved in that. Right, be careful, James. There's great peril.
So, we came up with a solution.
What if we only went left?
It's not a bad idea, actually. You can still get where you want to go by going left.
So go left here, yes?
Yeah. There's another little left here we can do.
Excellent.
Oh, I feel perfectly safe.
Well, we're completely safe. No right turns. That's the main thing with cycling.
I reckon it improves your chances of survival by about 85%.
Definitely. Oh, hang on, no, I'm not sure that's worked. I've seen Charles Saatchi having lunch 5 times already.
After an hour in the saddle, I discovered another problem for cyclists.
Oh, bump. Really bumpy here. This is deeply uncomfortable now. Oh! Ooh. Ow! I've got to do something about my bottom. This is really uncomfortable.
So we stopped at a bicycle shop where apparently you can buy special creams.
Are these all to rub onto your bits?
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Is that normal?
Yeah, they even have one for women.
Are women's bottoms different to men's bottoms?
I think so.
Are they?
Having selected the correct cream, I went to apply it in the changing room. This bus made everything worse.
Have you ever put toothpaste on your testicles for a joke?
Well, to be brutally honest, yes, I did when I was a teenager.
Yes, exactly. So did I. Do you remember the pain?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, well...
Is that what it's like?
Yes.
James was very sympathetic.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
With the pain getting worse,
Ow, ow!
I had to make an emergency stop.
Please may I use your lavatories? My scrotum is on fire. Have you ever put toothpaste on your scrotum?
With my gentleman's area sorted, we got back on the road.
Right, so the light just went red, so that means go when you're on a bicycle.
And soon we were picking up valuable information.
Taxi driver, very polite. Thank you very much, sir. Another taxi, extremely polite.
Thank you.
Yeah, look at that. You see, he politely let me go.
Thank you.
I've been riding now for 3 hours, and not a single car driver has done anything annoying. You'd imagine that cycling around Hyde Park Corner, which is what I'm doing now, would be as dangerous as juggling chainsaws, but if you keep your eyes open and you're courteous, it's fine. Every car's given me 6-foot berth, taxis, vans.
Yeah, all the cars and vans have been very decent.
And I'm not seeing
complaints.
But there was one type of road user who wasn't courteous at all.
Look at this idiot. Oh, God above! So that bus just overtook me, so I have to now go on the wrong side of the road, and you get that, and now he's just set off! You see? And I'm stuck on the wrong side of the road. These are the problem, I've decided. The buses. Because all of the drivers think they are literally Lord God Almighty.
Bloody murder.
Audi giving me a wide berth.
Oh, shit.
The bus is going to kill me! You're going to kill me!
Keep going.
No, he's a homicidal maniac! And another one!
Ah! Ah! No, don't do that.
Why do they put bicycles in the bus lane? Whoa! Oh, shit.
And then, just to round things off...
Whoa!
Oh! No, 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 no,
Wait.
no, no!
What are you doing?
Look, the chain's come off. Sorry. I know, there's nothing much I can do, is there?
Go over here.
Why can't they build a machine where the chain stays on?
You've got that derailleur miles out of adjustment, though.
I don't know what you're talking about. What is a derailleur?
It's the thing that moves the chain across. You've bent it.
So the gearbox on this is broken. Well, we'll have to sell it and buy another one.
After James had mended my geranium, he gave me a stern lecture.
Bicycle makes it. The reason people have accidents on bicycles is because of things like the brakes not working, worn out, wheel bearings bad, those out of adjustment, that out of adjustment, this not tight. You know, it's really easy, bicycle maintenance. You need about 3 spanners and a screwdriver.
With the fact-finding mission over, we felt we'd become fully paid-up members of the cycling community.
Okay.
Have you got the answer pages? It seems to me, for our public information film, what we should do is make cycling attractive to bus passengers, because then there'd be no need for buses, and they're the biggest problem on the road. Not just for cyclists, but also for
Cars, yes.
cars as well. So if we get rid of buses, remove the demand for buses,
We get an extra lane.
everybody wins.
A few days later, we cycled to the Top Gear office to discuss some new ideas for our important public information film.
Well, I think what that does is it dissuades people from using the bus.
Yeah, but it isn't true.
It is.
It isn't.
It is. I went on a bus once and I got an eye infection. You know, some people get diphtheria or rickets or scurvy.
It's nonsense. It's not going to work.
I then showed Jeremy something I'd put together.
Hello cyclists, I'm here today to talk to you about bicycle maintenance.
Let's start with the most important part of the bike. You simply rotate this adjuster until the brake blocks are almost in contact with the wheel, lock it with the nut, and then...
We're going to make an offer, 6 million.
It's going to be 100 million.
Delta Goodrum, welcome home. It's going to be a frenzy.
Wi-Fi for Jenny, who gets it all done. Wi-Fi for Lily, who builds her own fun. Wi-Fi for William, to help save the day. For roommates Joey and Kim, in the games that they play. Wi-Fi that works way out here, just for Lou. For Tia and Leah, and all their guests too. Made for homes both big and small, Eero means fast, reliable Wi-Fi for all. Find your Wi-Fi system at eero.com.
Fucking stuck in the wall. I can't just fall down, it's gonna be stuck in the fucking wall. You're fucking kidding me, man.
Sprockets will grind together. Make sure there is no play in the steering head bearings. If there is, if you can feel a little plunk, plunk, plunk.
How much more is there of this?
Well, quite a lot, but, you know...
How long is this?
58 minutes.
What, a 58-minute thing?
It's more of a public information documentary, if I'm honest.
Annoyingly, James's other ideas were even worse.
Action!
Why is he dressed up as Hitler?
Because cyclists need to be visible.
Christ on a bike! James, you can't do that.
Yes, I can.
As he brought out a cross, I left him alone and went off to work on my own.
One of the problems I discovered on my fact-finding bike ride round London is that pedestrians simply don't hear bicycles coming. They step off the curb, the cyclist has to swerve into the path of a bus, blood, artery, gush, burst, court case, murder, disaster. Bicycles, therefore, need to be louder.
What I've done is attach to the back of this bike a jet engine. And now pedestrians can definitely hear me coming. And so can other motorists and people in subterranean caves in other countries. Even the profoundly deaf would know I was on my way. They'd feel a disturbance in the force. Of course, another advantage is you don't have to do any of that annoying pedaling. Again, my genius is staggering me. It really is. Oh dear, I'm out of fuel. I've run out of fuel. That's what's happened now. Damn. Think of it really as a hybrid. There we go. For the rest of the day, we tried all sorts of other ideas.
Here we go.
Well, what's it supposed to be?
It's a cyclist after an accident. I couldn't use an actual cyclist, could I? So, for example, the double mini roundabout, okay? So you come round here, then it's your right of way going up here, but...
Action!
After a great deal of extremely hard work, we ended up with a couple of films that we could take to our panel of experts.
Before we show them to me, let me just see. Do you remember the early public information films from the... Yeah. And they always picked on some very specific details. So it was don't put a rug on a polished floor, or don't fish under power lines. They were very tight. And so we've tried to focus on very specific details of cycling that we experience. We hope that this one first.
Yes, I think that's
okay.
Not the green wire. For God's sake, not touch the red wire. It is imperative, not the green wire.
Cyclists, red and green. Learn the bloody difference.
Well, I mean,
I'm not sure we're really getting
what are you trying to achieve with that?
Cyclists jump red lights. We know this. Everybody's seen that.
It's what annoys people most about bicycles.
This is making the roads a happier place. The cyclists wait like they're supposed to. Car drivers aren't infuriated. And cyclists don't get knocked off or indeed blown up.
You didn't listen to what we said, did you?
You said we had to make the roads a more harmonious place.
Get that message.
You're really trying to waste our time today because, you know, that is real.
What, you want them to jump red lights?
No, we don't want them to jump. I'm talking about that commercial. It's absolutely wrong. Okay.
Well, let's try. Yes.
Yes, please.
This may be more to your taste then.
The former Beatle, John Lennon, has been shot and killed in New York.
Dr. Martin Luther King was shot and killed on the balcony of his motel in Memphis.
So this is a no, isn't it?
And with that, it was back to the studio.
Yeah, we're gonna show this ad like 40 fucking times.
Holidays is the time for us to reflect on our friendship.
We get to give our kids the things that we maybe didn't have.
It's like, I'm giving this to you. This is for you. It's just about joy.
After Evangel's worst season in history, can famed head coach Denny Duron win?
You ever want to feel this feeling again?
No, sir.
Then let's go to work.
Yes, sir. Such a blessing that I got to know y'all. I feel like one of my best friends for life.
This year we're ready to win it all.
We're going to shock the world.
I told the boys, this is your time right now to make something happen.
Yes.
So you two completely cocked it up.
Do you know, I don't know what was wrong with my jet bike.
Well, it was a motor on a bicycle, and therefore it was a motorcycle.
It wasn't a motorcycle, it was superb.
How fast did it go?
At one point, I was clocked at 73 miles an hour.
Yeah, that does sound like the top speed of a motorbike. He's right.
He isn't right, he isn't. And anyway, listen, eventually we did come up with a film which we think will keep that panel of experts happy. Because, in essence, it makes everybody happy and gooey with everybody else. Here we go. Let's have a watch.
Cyclists get wet, cold, and tired. They turn up for work with revolting armpits. Their clothes are hideous, and to prevent boils and sores, they have to put gel on their buttocks. However, because 750,000 people are prepared to go through this misery every day, there are fewer traffic jams. The roads are quieter, which is good news for normal people. Cyclists, give them an inch because they've given you a mile. They need 6 feet!
No, Hammer, it's a figure of speech, you idiot. I couldn't say, give them 1.85 metres. That's just ridiculous.
The fact is, we have solved cycling. If people weren't watching Call the Midwife on the other side tonight, there would be no more cycling-related accidents.
So you're saying watching Call the Midwife is now socially irresponsible?
Yes.
It is, and it's morally wrong.
Exactly. Anyway, now it is time to put a start in our reasonably priced car. And we're going to do something incredible. Because for the next few minutes, we're going to stop your teenage daughter from texting. And that's because my guest tonight played Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad. Stopped already. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Paul! Who's here? Somebody. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing? Hi.
I love them.
Yeah, this is a big noise. Have a seat.
All right.
Have a seat. It is strange to have on a guest from a show that was never on British TV.
Yeah.
Who's now in a film that isn't even out yet.
Yeah.
Everybody's screaming and yelling.
I love you all. I love you all. Yeah.
Let's do the film, if we may. It's Need for Speed, I guess.
Need for Speed, yeah. It's a story of Tobin Marshall, guy I play. He spends a couple years in prison for something that he did not do. So the moment he gets out of prison, it's just he's trying to right a wrong. Vengeance is on his mind. So he has to try and get from the East Coast to the West Coast in less than 48 hours in a car, a very fast car. And
what sort of car?
It's a Shelby Mustang.
Shelby Mustang?
Yeah.
Well, it can be quite fast, nice straight lines. Yeah, you should be able to do that. So it sounds like it's got Top Gear written all over it.
Yeah, we wanted to do a throwback or director to films that really kind of started this genre, like Bullet and Vanishing Point and Smokey and the Bandit. And back then, you know, they couldn't rely on CG, they couldn't rely on green screen, and so everything that you see in this movie actually happened.
There's no CG on it?
No CG whatsoever, yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, let's have a look at a clip and you'll see why I'm looking incredulous. Here we go.
They took everything from me.
All those who defied me shall be ashamed and disgraced. Those who wage war against me shall perish. I will find strength, find guidance, and I will triumph.
Yeah.
It gets pretty violent.
So a Koenigsegg really did do a roll?
They actually did the, yeah.
I presume these are body shells, they're not actual...
No.
Million-dollar cars.
Yeah, we don't want to, I mean, we consider those cars kind of, you know, a piece of art and so, but the kit cars that they built were about $300,000 a piece and they just destroyed them.
That is unbelievable, but forgive me, I've got to get on to Breaking Bad.
Yes.
Thank
you.
I know there's quite a few puzzle faces going, what is Breaking Bad? What is Breaking Bad? Okay, this is Jesse Pinkman. As far as I'm concerned, I'm now talking to the world's greatest crystal meth salesman.
Yes, I am.
For those of you who don't know, it was about a chemistry teacher who meets a delinquent, an ex-pupil, and this guy's been diagnosed with cancer, and then he thinks, to pay for my treatment, I'll start making crystal meth because I'm a chemistry teacher. And the series runs from there. Honestly, we don't really have crystal meth in this country.
That's great.
What is crystal meth? Do you know what it is?
No, not really. No. I've been making it for the past 6 years, and I have no idea what it is. No, it's just a terrible, awful drug. It just grabs a hold of some people and just doesn't let go.
Do you know what I loved about the show? Is the detailing in it. And the cars you all drove.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Who chose those?
That was all Vince Gilligan. He's the creator of the show. I mean, his attention to detail is just incredible. I mean, there's this famous conversation he had for 2 hours about the certain color of red nail polish that was going to go on Skylar's toenails.
Well, he was going to get the cars right, because Walter, who is the chemistry teacher, has a Pontiac Aztek.
Yes.
Never been sold here, but it was probably the worst car
It's just such a sad car.
Look at it.
Look at that. It's just so sad.
It's a sign that your life has gone terribly, terribly wrong.
Oh.
But it was interesting with you because you started out with a Chevy Monte Carlo, wasn't it?
Yes.
When you were a delinquent. But as you became more and more successful, switched to the Toyota Tercel. Now look at that.
I actually wanted that car so bad when we wrapped.
Were you going to keep it?
No, they didn't allow me to take it.
Why not? It's worth $32. No, that's just shocking, but it is that attention to detail which I absolutely adored. I really did. Now, more questions about Breaking Bad, which is fascinating, about American television, because we know that US networks, they're brutal. I mean, 1 minute, you know, you've got a chat show.
Who are you talking about?
Did you know Piers Morgan?
Oh, yeah. I had a feeling you were talking about.
But where I was going really is you've got these US networks. Presumably Breaking Bad was only ever going to be one series. I mean, they would only commission one, wouldn't they, to see how it works?
Yeah, every network passed on Breaking Bad initially. HBO, Showtime, I mean, everyone. And then AMC decided to give it a shot.
With one series?
With one pilot, and then they had to see how that was, how it turned out. I mean, we were lucky that we even stayed on the air because our ratings weren't that great, but the critics loved us, so yeah.
No, it was very clever, absolutely brilliant.
Thank you.
Now, your car's in real life, not a Toyota Tercel. You started out, though, with a Toyota.
I did. I started out with an 82 Toyota Corolla. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Was it?
Faded gold. Anytime it rained, the trunk would fill up with water. Stick shift, but I loved that car. Then I bought a Toyota 4Runner.
It's getting worse.
And then I bought an old classic car.
Okay, which is?
A 65 Shelby Cobra.
Really?
Oh.
We could have... No, you see the Shelby Cobra.
Oh yeah, there it is.
That's you in it.
That's my car. Yeah. I only take it. You know, it's like my weekend car. I take it along the coast. But if you're driving in a parking lot, it just sets off the alarms.
Oh, I love doing that.
It's great. It's fantastic.
They're absolutely fabulous. So they were. My daughter's going to be mental now because that's her favourite car and it's her favourite actor driving it.
I love your daughter.
Yeah. No, you don't. Right, now, obviously you came down here. This is ballsy, I've got to say, because you have done these things. You come down here today to do your lap, which is quite brave.
Yeah, let's see how I did. I mean, I don't know. It was fun.
Shall we have a look at the lap?
Oh, God.
Here we go. Wow, that's a brutal start.
I just don't want to get last. Setting high goals for myself, not to get last.
No, it's okay, because for the first time ever this year, the weather is good. The thing does grip well. There we go.
Yeah. Okay. It's okay.
Yep.
It wasn't bad. Come on.
Tongue out. Ooh, well, yep. That's a very good line round there.
Thank you.
Very nice.
The dreaded hammer head. I hate this turn. Okay. Okay.
That is heavy braking you were giving it there.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, that is very, very neat and tidy.
Come on.
We knew it. No way were you going to get round a lap without saying that. Ooh, the comfortable line, missing the apex. Second to last corner, this catch is... Oh, that was absolutely bob on. Now, Gambon, again, kissing everything perfectly and across the line. Well, now. These are the wet times. You're not going to be last because, you know, Chatwhite, bless him, he'd never driven before. So you're not going to be lower than him.
Okay, good.
So where do you think you came?
I have no idea. I want to be above James Blunt.
James Blunt was 149.4. That is FW, stands for flipping wet. So you're definitely going to be above him. So come on, be reasonable.
I mean, I would like to be, you know, towards the top, but I just...
Oh, but that's the 145 region.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's...
Well, do you know, I was just about to say, well, Jesse Pinkman, but I won't. Aaron Paul, 140. Four. Fastest man ever to take the Astra around the track. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Paul!
Now, that's going to take some beating. This is the £650,000 Porsche 918. It is insanely fast. It's rammed full of technology, and most importantly, it is a hybrid. In many ways, then, exactly the same as the McLaren P1 that Jeremy fell in love with a few weeks back. The big question, though, is it any good?
No.
What the fuck was that shit?
When Jeremy tested the P1, he took it to the Spa racetrack in Belgium. My F1 track may not have that pedigree, but at this place, at least the fun doesn't stop when the sun goes down. The Abu Dhabi circuit is also famed for having a 1.2-kilometre straight, one of the longest anywhere. Seems like a good place to start. Let's make some noise. Oh, that is breathtaking! Oh, 9,000 RPM! Boom! Yeah! Big speed! 280! Braking! Oh, that is acceleration unlike anything else.